Aiden Walker sat alone in the dark control room of the Deep Space Research Station. Outside the wide glass window, night covered the desert like a heavy blanket. Most scientists had already left for the day, but Aiden stayed. He always stayed. He believed the universe was hiding something, and he was determined to find it. The computer screens around him glowed softly with blue and green lights. They showed radio waves and star maps, all arranged in slow-moving lines. Normally, the data looked messy and random. But today, Aiden noticed something different. A strange pattern repeated again and again. He frowned and leaned closer. "This can't be right," he whispered. The pattern was too perfect, too clean, too intentional. He typed quickly, scanning the signal through different filters. For a moment, the audio played through his speakers. It sounded like a deep vibration mixed with a metallic hum. Aiden tried not to get excited. Signals like this often turn out to be broken satellites or cosmic noise. But then he froze. The signal shape changed. On the screen, a perfect structure formed, and Aiden's heartbeat quickened. The design looked like a double helix. Human DNA. Aiden's hand shook as he hit record. "What are you?" he whispered. He analyzed it again. The computer confirmed it. 98% match with human DNA frequency patterns. This was no normal space signal. It was a message. He ran more tests. The message repeated every 9 seconds with exact precision. No natural source could do that. Only intelligent life could create such a clean and calculated broadcast. Aiden saved the signal on a private drive. Just as he did, all the lights in the room flickered. The main screen suddenly turned black, then displayed a message he had never seen before. "Access restricted. Government level Omega." Aiden jumped back from his chair. "What? Omega? I don't have clearance for that," he said. Before he could react, the door burst open. 2 government agents in black suits entered the room. Their faces were blank, their eyes cold. "Aiden Walker?" the first agent asked. "Yes." Aiden replied, trying to stay calm. "You are to step away from the terminal. Effective immediately. Your research access is suspended." Aiden's stomach twisted. "What? Why? What is wrong with?" "You have viewed classified information," the second agent said. Aiden's mind raced. They knew about the signal. They must have been watching the data in real time. But how? He had been working alone for hours. "Please hand over your ID badge," the agent continued. Aiden slowly removed it. His heart pounded like a drum. If the government reacted this quickly, then the signal was far more important than he imagined. As the agents began shutting down the equipment, Aiden tried one last question. "What was that signal? What did I find?" The agent stared at him for a moment. "Something you were never meant to see." Then they escorted him out of the building. But what they didn't know was that Aiden still had a copy. He had saved it seconds before the shutdown. That night, Aiden sat in his small apartment with the lights off. The room was quiet except for the soft hum of his laptop. He played the signal again and again. His mind struggled to understand the meaning behind it. Why did the signal match human DNA? Why did the government react so fast? What were they hiding? He enhanced the signal and slowed it down. Hidden between the waves, he noticed something that made his breath stop. A voice. He increased the volume. The voice was soft, almost a whisper. It spoke in a calm and strange tone. Not human, yet not fully alien either. Aiden felt a chill run up his spine. The voice said, "Humans, you're already one of us." Aiden pulled his chair back in shock. His eyes widened. What did that even mean? One of who? Was this first contact? Or had contact happened long ago? He replayed the message. The same words. The same calm, strange tone. This was no accident. The signal was meant for humans specifically. And now, Aiden was sure the government already knew about this. He opened the decoded message file again. Behind the voice recording, new coordinates appeared on the screen. They pointed to a location outside the city, a remote place with no buildings or roads. Aiden checked satellite images. There was nothing there, just dry land and old rocks. But the coordinates pulsed in bright blue, like the signal wanted him to follow them. Aiden felt fear, but also a strong pull of curiosity. If the government wanted to hide this, then the truth must be bigger than anything he could imagine. He packed his bag, took his old car keys, and stepped outside. The night air was cold, and the streets were empty. As he started the engine, the signal played once more through his phone speakers. That same voice whispered, "Return to the agreement." Agreement? What agreement? Aiden swallowed hard and drove into the night. He didn't know where the coordinates would lead him. He didn't know what truth he was about to uncover. But one thing was clear. Humanity had a secret, and Aiden was now part of it. Aiden drove through the silent desert, guided only by the bright blue coordinates on his screen. The roads soon disappeared, turning into rough dirt and scattered stones. The wind blew dust across the headlights, making everything look ghostly. But Aiden kept going. The signal whispered again in his mind. Return to the agreement. He didn't know what agreement, but he had to find out. After almost an hour, the car reached the exact location. A flat, empty field stretched around him. No buildings, no signs, nothing but darkness and sand. Aiden stepped out of the car, confusion tightening in his chest. "This place is dead," he whispered. But then his device beeped. A circle of light appeared on the ground, glowing faintly. Aiden hesitated, then stepped closer. The circle responded to his presence. Lines of blue light spread outward, drawing shapes on the ground like a digital map activating after decades of sleep. A moment later, the earth vibrated. A huge metallic door hidden beneath the sand slowly slid open. Cold air rushed out, carrying a faint scent of old metal and something unknown, like a place untouched by humans for a long time. Aiden stared, stunned. "What is this?" Steps led down into darkness. His heart pounded, but he couldn't turn back now. He pulled out a small flashlight and descended into the underground structure. The deeper he went, the stranger everything looked. The walls were smooth metal with glowing patterns carved into them, patterns that were not human. Aiden touched one symbol, and the wall reacted with soft light. He pulled his hand back in shock. Alien tech here on Earth? He walked further until he reached a massive chamber. His flashlight stopped on something that made him freeze completely. Human logos, old NASA symbols, military emblems, government seals, all mixed with alien markings. Aiden's mind swirled. Humans work with aliens? He found dusty consoles and screens covered with protective glass. He brushed one off, and the screen flickered to life with a burst of blue light. A message appeared. Federation Outpost Earth 17, status dormant. Aiden's breath stopped. Federation? The Galactic Federation? He tapped a menu option labeled History. A hologram projected from the center of the room. Light formed into images, grainy, old, but clearly real. Decades ago, humans and alien representatives sat at a long table. Documents were signed. Symbols exchanged. Aiden watched in shock. Earth had joined the Galactic Federation 80 years ago. Not publicly, not in books, not in any official history. But it happened. Humans were already members. The government kept it hidden. Aiden felt his legs weaken. The truth was too big, too heavy. Why hide something like this? Why erase it? Then a new holographic window popped up on its own. Next inspection arrival, 36 hours. Aiden stepped back. Inspection? They're coming to check on Earth. Another message followed. Council review pending. Human membership under threat. A cold wave of fear washed through Aiden. Something was wrong. Someone, or something, wanted humans removed from the Galactic Federation. He explored the outpost further and found an old logbook. It belonged to a human officer named Commander Hale. Aiden read the final entry. "We made the agreement for peace. Humans offered skills the galaxy needed, but enemies whisper against us. If they succeed, Earth will face danger beyond imagination." Aiden closed the book slowly. Enemies, a threat to Earth, a secret membership in a galactic council. Everything was happening again. As he turned to leave, the lights in the chamber shifted. A soft echo filled the room, the same voice from the signal. "Aiden Walker, you must attend the inspection." Aiden froze. "What do you know my name?" he whispered. The voice replied calmly. "Because you are part of the Forgotten Pact. You were chosen long before you were born." Aiden felt chills run down his spine. The air grew cold. The shadows around him seemed to watch him. Whatever was hidden here, whatever agreement humans made, He was now in the center of it, and the galaxy was coming. The next morning, Aiden barely slept. The underground outpost stayed in his mind like a shadow he couldn't escape. Humans had joined the Galactic Federation long ago. The pact was real, and now an inspection was coming, something big enough to shake the world. Aiden stood on the rooftop of his apartment building as the sun slowly rose. But something about the sky felt wrong. Too still, too quiet. The air felt heavier than usual, as if holding its breath. Then he heard it, a deep humming sound, low at first, then slowly growing. Birds scattered into the air. Dogs barked in panic. Aiden stepped back as the clouds began to twist into strange shapes. His phone buzzed. A new message from the same unknown source. They have arrived. Aiden lifted his eyes to the sky and froze. A massive shadow passed over the city. A ship slowly broke through the clouds, silent and smooth, as if it controlled gravity itself. The ship didn't look like anything humans had built. It had no engines, no wings, no lights. Its dark metal frame seemed to absorb sunlight rather than reflect it. People in the streets screamed and ran. Cars stopped. Drivers stared through windshields in shock. News channels started broadcasting emergency messages. Military jets took off from nearby bases, but they didn't attack. They only circled, unsure what to do. Aiden whispered to himself, "This is the inspection." Then, suddenly, 3 smaller crafts dropped from the large ship like falling stars. They descended quietly and stopped above the city center. A bright beam of blue light shot down, creating a perfect circle on the ground. And 3 figures stepped out. Aiden's heart slammed in his chest. These were not humans. The first was tall and elegant, with silver skin that shone lightly in the sun. The second looked more mechanical, with glowing eyes and moving plates like living armor. The third was smaller, cloaked, with deep blue markings on its face. They looked around as if they already knew this world well. Aiden felt a strange pull inside him, an instinct like they were calling him. His phone buzzed again with a short message. "Come to them. They will recognize you." Aiden didn't understand why they would know him, but he had no choice. This was the moment everything pointed toward. He pushed through the terrified crowd and approached the circle of blue light. People backed away from him, whispering, "Is he crazy? What is he doing? Someone stop him." But the aliens didn't move. They simply watched him approach. When Aiden stepped into the blue circle, the tall silver-skinned alien bowed slightly. "Greetings, Aiden Walker," the alien said in a calm voice. Aiden felt his breath catch. You know my name? "We have known of you since your birth," the alien replied. "You carry the memory of the pact." The smaller cloaked figure stepped closer. "You were chosen to speak for your kind." "Speak? For all humans?" Aiden asked, shocked. "Yes," the mechanical alien responded. "Your world faces a challenge. A vote will be held in the Galactic Council. Some wish for humanity to remain. Others do not." Aiden felt the weight of those words. Why? Why would they want humans removed? The silver alien turned toward the sky, as if remembering something far older than Earth itself. "Because humans rise quickly. You adapt fast. Many fear what you may become." Aiden swallowed hard. "What am I supposed to do?" The cloaked alien extended a hand. "Come with us. The council awaits. Your presence is required." Aiden looked back at his city, the panic, the fear, the chaos. Then he looked at the aliens, who seemed confident and calm, as if they expected him to join them. "What happens if I refuse?" Aiden asked. "For your world," the mechanical alien replied softly. "Refusal is not an option." Aiden stepped forward. The blue light rose around him, and the world of humans vanished. He was now leaving Earth, to speak for all of humanity. Aiden felt the world fade into blinding blue light. His feet no longer touched the ground. Wind rushed around him, though he could not feel any air. Then the light slowly softened, and the ground returned beneath him. He opened his eyes. Aiden stood inside a vast hall that looked nothing like anything on Earth. The ceiling stretched higher than skyscrapers. The walls shimmered like liquid metal, changing colors with soft waves. Strange symbols glowed beneath his feet, forming a path toward a long, circular chamber ahead. He swallowed hard. This is the Galactic Council? The silver-skinned alien nodded. Yes, the Council of Stars. The meeting will begin soon. They guided Aiden through the hall. Every step felt like walking deeper into another world, or perhaps another reality. Strange creatures moved through the corridors. Tall beings made of mist, insect-like creatures with crystal wings, mechanical bodies with glowing cores, and beings whose skin looked like molten rock. They all glanced at Aiden with curiosity, some with interest, others with fear, and a few with distrust. He is the human representative? One alien hissed as they passed. Too young, another muttered. Dangerous species, someone whispered. Aiden lowered his eyes. He felt small, fragile, out of place. But he followed the inspectors into the council chamber. The chamber was massive, a perfect circle with hundreds of seats arranged in rising layers. Each seat belonged to a different species. Some were filled with strange beings of incredible shapes. Some seats were empty, and in the very center was a glowing platform, floating peacefully above the ground. The silver alien gestured for Aiden. You stand on the central platform. The council will speak to you directly. Aiden stepped onto it. The platform rose gently into the air, stopping at eye level with the first layer of alien representatives. A loud gong-like sound echoed through the chamber. The council session had begun. A booming voice filled the hall. The matter of human membership will now be discussed. Aiden's heart dropped. So soon? No warning? No time to prepare? A tall, dark blue creature stood up. Its eyes were completely white, glowing faintly. We, the Trellick, support humanity. They have potential. They create quickly. They build fast. Several species nodded. But then another figure rose, tall, armored, and radiating hatred. The Vorkan. Aiden felt chills run through him. He remembered the old files mentioning the Vorkan's anger toward humans. The Vorkan leader spoke with a voice like grinding metal. Humans are unstable, violent. Their growth is a threat to all worlds. They must be removed from the Federation. A wave of noise filled the chamber. Arguments, shouts, protests. Some defended humans. Some agreed with the Vorkan. The leader continued. They advance too fast. They do not fear war. Their minds have hidden abilities. What they become in the future may destroy us. Aiden clenched his fists. He wanted to defend his species, but how? He didn't even understand why he was chosen. The silver-skinned inspector stepped forward. Humanity joined the Federation long ago for a reason. They helped end a war that almost destroyed the galaxy. Lies, the Vorkan leader roared. Humans were lucky, nothing more. Aiden's chest tightened. He could feel the entire room turning into chaos around him. He had to speak, even if he didn't know what to say. He stepped forward on the platform. Please listen. I didn't even know humans were part of the Federation. None of us did. We didn't hide anything. We didn't plan anything. We just— Silence, the Vorkan shouted. Humans are not worthy to speak here. The central lights dimmed. A massive hologram appeared above the council. A hologram of Earth, glowing blue. The booming voice announced, within the next cycle, a vote will be held. Humans may retain their seat or lose it forever. Aiden's heart pounded. Lose their seat? Lose their protection? Lose their connection to the galaxy? He looked around the chamber. Hundreds of alien eyes stared at him. Some hopeful, some angry, some afraid. The Vorkan leader leaned forward and hissed. Humanity will fall. We will make sure of it. Aiden felt the weight of 1 billion lives on his shoulders. And for the first time, he understood. This was not just politics. This was a warning, a threat, a war waiting to begin. Aiden left the council chamber with his heart racing and his legs weak. The voices of the alien representatives still echoed in his head, some defending humans, others demanding Earth's removal. The Vorkan leader's final words kept repeating like a nightmare. Humanity will fall. The silver-skinned inspector guided him down a long, glowing corridor. You look shaken, the alien said softly. Aiden tried to calm his breathing. Everyone is judging us. I don't even know our own past. How am I supposed to defend humanity? The inspector paused, then turned toward a hidden door. Then you must learn what your people have forgotten. The door opened into a massive archive, a chamber filled with floating screens, holograms, glowing symbols, and crystal-like tablets suspended in the air. It felt ancient, like a library older than every building on Earth combined. Aiden stepped inside slowly. "What is this place?" "The Memory Vault," the inspector answered. "It holds the true history of all Federation members, including Earth." Aiden's heart tightened. But humans don't know any of this. That is because it was erased. A chill ran through Aiden's spine. Erased? By who? The inspector's expression dimmed. Your own leaders long ago. For protection. For stability. For control. Aiden clenched his fists. So humanity has been living blind? Yes, the alien said, but not forever. Today, you will see what was hidden. The inspector touched one of the floating crystals. Instantly, the chamber darkened, and a huge hologram lit up in front of Aiden. It showed Earth, not in the present, but during an old and forgotten war. Aiden saw alien ships attacking a distant world. Flames, destruction, and darkness filled the image. Then a tiny fleet appeared. Human ships, older, slower, but holding impossible determination, charged into the battle. Aiden watched in shock as the hologram replayed scenes of bravery he never learned in school. Human pilots risking their lives to defend alien refugees. Human soldiers fighting alongside alien warriors. Human scientists sacrificing themselves to shut down a devastating weapon. These actions, the inspector said, ended a war that could have destroyed half the galaxy. Aiden felt his throat tighten. Humans did all this. Yes. Your courage surprised the galaxy. You gained respect. You earned your seat in the Federation. Then why did no one tell us? Why did Earth forget? The inspector's voice grew low. After the war, enemies of humanity began to rise, especially the Vorcan. They wanted revenge. They wanted humans removed. Your leaders feared that if humans knew about their role in the galaxy, war would return. So they erased everything, Aiden whispered. The pact, the membership, the truth. The hologram shifted again. This time, Aiden saw the Vorcan, an ancient, powerful species, defeated during the final battle. A large Vorcan warship fell under a human attack team. The victory was undeniable, brutal, and complete. That, the inspector said, is why the Vorcan hate you. Aiden felt a cold wave wash through him. Because we beat them? Because you beat them, the inspector corrected. And because they fear what you may become again. Aiden took a shaky breath. If the Council sees this history, they'll know we were heroes. The Vorcan will lose. That is why this history is locked, the inspector said. The Vorcan used their influence to hide the records. They convinced many species that humans are dangerous. Then show them, Aiden said, standing straighter. Show the Council everything. The inspector slowly nodded. We can, but it will cause chaos. Some species will not want to believe it. Some will panic, and the Vorcan may attack. Aiden met the alien's glowing eyes. Humanity deserves the truth. If the galaxy fears us for our courage, then let them hear the whole story. The inspector placed a hand on Aiden's shoulder. Then tomorrow, during the session, we will reveal everything. Aiden took a deep breath. Tomorrow, the galaxy would face a truth it had forgotten, and the Vorcan would come for revenge. The next day arrived with a heavy silence across the Galactic Council. Every seat was filled. Every species watched the center of the chamber with tension in their eyes. Rumors had spread through the halls, whispers about something Aiden would reveal, something the Vorcan desperately wanted to stop. Aiden stood on the floating platform again, but this time he wasn't scared. He felt a new strength building inside him, the strength that came from knowing the truth of his people. The silver-skinned inspector stepped beside him. Are you ready? Aiden nodded. The galaxy must know what humans really did. The chamber lights dimmed. A deep gong echoed through the hall, and the council session began. The booming voice announced, "Today, we review the fate of humanity's membership." Before Aiden could speak, the Vorcan leader rose with a furious glare. "We demand immediate removal. Humans are unstable. Their history is violent. Their future is dangerous. The chamber filled with murmurs. Many aliens seemed ready to agree. But then the inspector touched a crystal on the platform. The ceiling above them shifted and opened like a giant eye. A massive hologram projected into the air. The forgotten war, the battles humans fought, the courage they showed, the lives they saved. Gasps filled the council hall. Dozens of species stood from their seats in shock. This cannot be true. Humans fought for us. They saved entire worlds. The Vorkin leader growled. This is false. Lies. Human manipulation. But the inspector raised a glowing hand. These records are protected by the Federation Core. They cannot be altered. The hologram continued, showing the final moment. The defeat of the Vorkan warship by a human strike team. The Vorkan leader's face twisted in rage. Aliens around the hall turned toward the Vorkan with anger. You lied to us. You hid the truth. You tried to remove heroes. The chamber erupted into chaos. Aiden stepped forward. Humans never wanted war. We never want to be a threat. We did what we had to do to save innocent lives. That is who we are. The hologram faded, but the silence did not last. The floor vibrated. Then it happened. A loud explosion shook the entire council hall. The walls cracked. Fire burst from the upper balcony. Screams filled the chamber as debris fell. A massive Vorkan warship had docked outside, and now it launched a full attack. The Vorkan leader roared. The Federation will fall before humans rise again. Panic spread as aliens fled in every direction. Security drones activated, firing defensive shields. The inspectors stepped in front of Aiden. Stay behind us, the mechanical inspector shouted. A group of Vorkan soldiers burst through the broken wall, weapons glowing with red light. They fired at the platform, trying to hit Aiden. The silver-skinned inspector raised a shimmering barrier, blocking the blasts. They want you dead, Aiden. You carry the truth. The cloaked inspector moved like lightning, knocking two soldiers back with a wave of blue energy. But more kept coming. Aiden felt fear rise inside him. But something else rose too. A strange vibration filled his head. His chest warmed. His thoughts became sharper, brighter, connected. The silver inspector looked at him in shock. You are awakening. Awakening what? Aiden whispered. Your human resonance. A rare ability. Only a few humans have it, and it grows in moments of great danger. A beam of red energy shot toward Aiden, but before it hit him, he raised his hand. A shock wave burst from his palm. The energy blast bent and shattered like broken glass. The council chamber fell silent. Every alien stared at Aiden, stunned. Even the Vorkan soldiers stepped back in fear. Aiden looked at his own hand, trembling. I didn't know I could do that. The inspector stepped forward. This is why humans frighten the galaxy. Your potential is unmatched. Another explosion rocked the hall. The Vorkan warship was charging a massive cannon, one that could destroy the entire council station. The inspector grabbed Aiden's arm. You must stop them. Only your resonance can reach the core in time. Aiden swallowed hard. He never asked for this. He never planned to be part of the galaxy. But now every species, every world, every life depended on him. He took a deep breath. Then I'll do it. And he ran toward the burning broken corridor, toward the heart of the attack, toward the destiny he never knew he had. Aiden sprinted through the burning corridors of the council station as alarms echoed everywhere. Smoke filled the air. Sparks fell from broken wires above. Aliens ran past him in panic, tried to escape before the Vorkan warship fired its deadly cannon. But Aiden pushed forward. The silver-skinned inspector and the mechanical inspector followed close behind him. The Vorkan cannon is charging fast, the mechanical one said. If it fires, the entire council and every species inside will be destroyed. Aiden's heart pounded. He felt the strange human resonance inside him growing stronger, pulsing like a second heartbeat. Tell me what to do, he said. Reach the central energy core, the silver inspector replied. Your resonance can overload the Vorkan control link. Aiden swallowed. Will it work? It must, the alien said quietly. There is no other way. They reached a large blast door, sealed shut by the attack. The mechanical alien slammed its arm into the control panel. Sparks flew. The door lifted halfway before jamming. Aiden slid under it without fear. The two inspectors squeezed through behind him. Inside, the council's central core glowed like a giant sphere of white-blue light. But now it flickered violently. Red energy tendrils from the Vorkan ship reached into it like claws, draining power and preparing the cannon blast. Aiden stepped forward. His chest warmed. His vision sharpened. The resonance inside him hummed louder and louder. The Silver Inspector whispered, "This is what the Federation feared, and what the Vorkan wanted to destroy." Aiden reached his hand toward the glowing core. A massive shockwave blasted him backward. The mechanical inspector caught him before he hit the ground. "You must focus," it said. "You must connect with the core, not fight it." Aiden closed his eyes. He thought of Earth, his home. He thought of the people running through the streets, afraid. He thought of the council chamber, full of species who once doubted humans and now depended on him. He thought of the forgotten history of human courage, of sacrifices made long ago. His breathing slowed. His mind calmed. When he opened his eyes again, they glowed faintly with the same blue-white light as the core. He stepped forward again. This time, the core welcomed him. Energy poured into his body, not painful, but powerful. He felt connected not only to the core, but to the station, to the minds around him, to the energy of life itself. The Vorkan control tendrils tightened, tried to stop him. Aiden raised both hands. A pulse of resonance burst outward like a wave. The red tendrils shattered instantly. On the Vorkan warship, alarm screamed. The cannon lost power. The charging stopped. The ship's systems glitched and darkened. What is this power?" the Vorkan leader shouted, his voice echoing through the broken hologram link. Aiden stepped forward, standing strong even as energy circled him like wind. "This is humanity." The core flared with blinding light. Aiden sent one final surge of resonance outward, bright, clean, unstoppable. The Vorkan warship was thrown back. Its engines failed. Its weapons shut down. The entire ship drifted powerless in space. The attack was over. Silence fell across the council station. Aiden collapsed to one knee, exhausted but alive. The Silver Inspector helped him stand. "You saved us," it said softly. "You saved every species here." The council chamber reopened later that day. Representatives from every world stood as Aiden walked in. Not one spoke against him now. Not one doubted humanity anymore. The booming voice of the council announced, "The vote is complete. Humanity will remain in the Galactic Federation." A wave of applause, cheers, and glowing lights filled the chamber. Even species who once feared humans now bowed in respect. Aiden stood on the platform, overwhelmed. "I'm just one person," he said quietly. The Silver Inspector shook its head. "No, you are the example of what humans can be, brave, kind, and stronger than fear." A message suddenly flashed in the center of the chamber. A strange symbol, not from the Federation, not from the Vorkan, pulsed red. The council grew silent. "What is that?" Aiden asked. The mechanical inspector's eyes glowed softly. "A signal from beyond our galaxy, asking for help." Aiden took a slow breath. The story of humanity was not ending. It was only beginning.